WWE will be in Tampa on Saturday, August 12th, and South Florida, Miami on Sunday, August 13th. And both places are big to this WWE superstar, who is a big part of the WWE SmackDown Tag Champs, The New Day. It's Tampa's own Big E. Big E, thank you so much. Take it back to memory lane a little bit, since we're South Florida and Tampa and these big shows coming up. Does the name David Spinach mean anything to you?
I'm not sure what the name I'm familiar with.
Okay, 2003 FHSAA 215-pound state wrestling tournament. David was steamrolling through the competition for Team State Champion Cardinal Gibbons High School, which is in Fort Lauderdale, by the way. But he had one person in his way, a junior from Tampa Prep. Big E, what happened in that state finals?
That was the state championship I won. David actually was a very good wrestler. I remember actually he rode legs, and I was really, at the time, I wasn't very good at guys who rode legs. If you're an amateur wrestler or familiar, you'll know what that means. But I remember the whole week just being worried about him sticking legs in and me having some trouble defending that. But for some reason, he wasn't really able to work that technique, and I ended up winning by, I think, just a point or
1 point, 4-3. You got it. Yeah, it was a close match.
Yeah, man, I haven't heard that name in so long. It's not really something I reminisce about too often, but that's a throwback. I'll take it.
Oh, man, great times, too. Hey, were you undefeated that season or no?
No, I actually had a loss to, I had a couple losses. I want to say it was 45-2. I had two losses. One was to Rashard Goff, actually was signed by WWE. He was in FCW, the developmental territory before NXT, and we worked together for a little bit. And he wrestled at Wharton High School, which is a factory. They were number 2 or 3 in the nation.
Every year they crank out state championship teams.
Yeah, they were incredible. And then I wrestled up at heavyweight in a local dual meet, and ended up just getting pinned out of nowhere. I had bad position on a heavier guy, and he was able to use his hips, and I just couldn't get out of it. That one was a surprise. Man, I don't really get asked about my high school wrestling days too often, so this is definitely different.
Was there any trash talking between you guys because he had beaten you and you guys are in WWE?
No, I think, as soon as I realized, I think we started working around the same time. He'd been there maybe a month or two before I had, but I had a lot of respect for him, and he was a really incredible. He wrestled at Cleveland State as well. I think he was a match or two away from being an All-American, I want to say, but he was a very good wrestler, and I had a lot of respect for him, so it was nothing but respect between both of us.
Tampa Prep your junior year, and then your senior year you transferred to Wharton High School and played football there, correct?
I did, yep.
How did Wharton High School football do that year?
We were not very good. We didn't make the playoffs. I want to say we were 5-5, something like that. We had a lot of talent, but things just didn't really come together well. But, my only year playing high school football.
But you did so well. I mean, you played both offense and defense. I read up a little bit on you. And you were able to get it, am I wrong? You were able to get a scholarship to the University of Iowa, Division I.
Yeah, no, I was very lucky. Most guys most of the recruiting happens your junior year. But I was just very fortunate that coaches who were looking for juniors when I was a senior from Iowa, Coach Parker was down there, and then it was just seeing me in the weight room. I want to say I was doing, at the time, 315 for a set of 10 on bench press, and that was enough to catch his eye, and then he asked for some tape, and we just went from there. But I was very lucky to get a scholarship from Iowa, and then I ended up playing a little bit of football at Iowa.
You got your degree, too. What did you get your degree in?
Health and sports studies, which sounds very big. But I wanted to be an athletic director, and that was the route that we kind of took to go there.
But that's amazing because, like you said, you're a senior. You played 1 year of football, and you're getting recruited. Was Iowa really the only one that recruited you then, or no, you still had some other offers?
I had a few other offers. Central Michigan offered. Central Florida offered. I had a few other small school offers, but Iowa, to me, was a clear choice anyway. The year before, they played Florida in the Outback Bowl and beat them. They finished 8th in the nation that year. My assistant coach, my defensive line coach, ended up being assistant coach of the year a year or two prior. The strength program was considered one of the best in the nation, and it was a great school to as soon as Iowa offered, it was a no-brainer. As much as I love being from Florida and living in Florida, at the time I kind of wanted something different and wanted to set out on my own. So as soon as Iowa offered, I knew that was where I wanted to go.
Did you then have any NFL aspirations?
Oh, of course, man. I definitely did. It was going to be an uphill battle. I'm not even 6 feet. I'm about 5'11". Trying to play defensive tackle in the NFL is very rare to have guys my height do it. But I was on the verge of starting, or not starting, but getting on the field my true freshman year. I was in the rotation, and things were going well, but I just had a bunch of injuries. Back in camp, I tore my ACL. The next year, I tore my other ACL. I finally got on the field my redshirt sophomore year, but then right after that, I broke my patella, and then somewhere in there, I ended up tearing my pec as well. So with all the injuries, I ended up not finishing out, but I finished school and got my degree at Iowa and started working on a master's. And then actually at 23, halfway through my master's, is when I got the offer from WWE, and I've been here ever since.
Weightlifting is such an important aspect of football training, and it sounds like, too, you were always impressive in the weight room, and it attracted Iowa, one of the things that helped you get to Iowa. Who helped you make the transition from football to powerlifting?
Well, actually, I got to give a lot of credit to Rob McIntyre, who's actually really good friends with John Cena. They grew up together, and he was our trainer for a while. Everyone in FCW would make the trek from Tampa up about 45 minutes to the Land O'Lakes area, and would work out at his gym. And after a while of training with him, he felt like I could powerlift and be successful at it. So a lot of people thought I powerlifted before I was ever signed by WWE, but I was actually about a year or so into my time with WWE before I even started competing in powerlifting. And I got to give pretty much all the credit to Rob McIntyre for suggesting it and for working with me and coaching me up, and just kind of went from there.
Well, you were training with WWE, with FCW, and then you're getting into powerlifting. Did you have Olympic aspirations in powerlifting? Because you were doing well in powerlifting.
Yeah, no, well, powerlifting isn't an Olympic sport. Olympic weightlifting are two different movements. And clean and jerk and snatch aren't lifts that are really my area of expertise. Powerlifting is squat, bench, and deadlift. And those were really my areas that I was just better at. So there really isn't an opportunity to do anything with the Olympics with that. But, I thought about competing internationally.